So you're finally ready to launch a podcast. That is absolutely awesome news. But now comes the real work, finding guests, getting them set up, recording something that actually sounds and looks good, and then turning that long chat into bite-sized clips that actually perform well across all your social channels. I want to walk you through the entire flow I personally use for this entire process. We'll cover how to find and invite guests, how to prep them so they look and sound great, and how to run a smooth remote interview. Most importantly, we'll look at turning that long interview into viral-ready clips using AI, because repurposing shouldn't be this painful. If you want to jump to a specific section, please feel free to skim ahead, but stick around because there's a lot of practical stuff you'll actually use. First up, let's talk about where to find great guests, and there is no single magic trick. There are dozens of them. The ideal guest fits perfectly within your niche, brings their own unique angle, and preferably has an existing audience who might care about your show. Start your search by looking for book authors, established bloggers, and creators who are active in your topic area. Look for people who have written recent posts or recorded videos that seem to be bubbling up in searches or spiking on TikTok or Instagram Reels. Scrolling through niche hashtags and Reels for a little while is low effort and often surfaces excellent guests who are already comfortable with short-form video. If you want to be a bit more strategic, ask large language models like ChatGPT or Notion AI for guest ideas. Be sure to give the AI your podcast name, audience size, and a couple of specific topics you want to cover. It will certainly spit back a list of potential guests and creative hook ideas for your episodes. Use the more advanced models like GPT-4 for the best suggestions, but never, ever, just copy-paste without personalizing the pitch. Cold messaging is still by far the main way you are going to book established people for your show. Keep that initial outreach message extremely short and very purposeful about what you are asking for. You must clearly say who you are, what your show is about, and critically, why you specifically want to interview them. Cite a recent article, a specific tweet, or perhaps a great line from their existing podcast to show you've done your homework. Next, state what your audience looks like, and then make the simple ask 30 to 45 minutes of their time, promising to send questions ahead of time. Always include a Calendly link or another instant scheduling page so they can book immediately. People will skip long email chains for one-click convenience. Here is a pro tip. Include a single line about the value you'll send them immediately after they book their slot, mentioning a tech checklist, what to expect on the call, and that you'll provide shareable clips removes immediate hesitation. Speaking of scheduling, integrate your actual recording platform link, whether Zoom, Meet, or Riverside, directly into the location field. In the Calendly description, include a tiny, dead simple tech checklist for them to follow. Tell them to use Chrome or Edge if your platform requires it. Prefer a strong wired connection over Wi-Fi and wear wired headphones. Now let's talk about prep, the content, the questions, and what you should send in advance to make them feel confident. You should build a short bullet list of about 8 to 12 core topics and 6 to 8 main questions for the conversation. The goal is to give your guest a roadmap, but definitely do not micromanage the flow of the actual conversation. Throw in a few deep, off-the-beaten-path prompts like, what would you tell your pre-launch self? Those openers are fantastic for uncovering genuine passion and those juicy, memorable moments you'll want to clip later. Send this entire preparation list a couple of days before the call, along with the recording link and any necessary app links. When it comes to gear and technical setup, the philosophy should always be to keep it practical for every single guest. You are not building a broadcast studio for everyone, you just need them to look and sound competent enough for a great conversation. Wired headphones are the technical ideal, but Bluetooth options like AirPods are generally fine unless they cause noticeable echo. Laptop mics are okay for a casual chat, but the audio quality jumps massively if you can get them to use an affordable USB microphone. Affordable models like the Audio-Technica AT-R2100X or the Samson Q2U are solid, under $100 options that deliver great value. For the camera, most guests will rely on their built-in laptop cameras or their phones, which is perfectly acceptable. If possible, recommend they prop their laptop up using books or a small box to bring that camera lens up to true eye level. If they happen to have an iPhone and a Mac, using the continuity camera feature gives you stunning visuals every time. Natural window light is honestly the best free option you have, so just ask guests to face the window, not sit with it behind them. If you plan on having them on your show more than once, sending a small LED panel or ring light under $100 is a good starter kit. If you are sending out physical gear kits, include a quick one-page guide that shows exactly how to plug everything in and set the camera height. Remember, an easy kit that is plug and play will always beat a complicated one that ends up gathering dust in a closet. On the day of the interview, you should always join the recording room 5 to 10 minutes early to set the correct tone. Guests sometimes arrive right on time or even early, and being there immediately prevents them from feeling awkward in an empty virtual room. This early presence allows you to quickly check their audio input and video source before you officially hit that big red record button. Walk them through the device selection within the platform, making sure they choose the right mic for both input and output. Crucially, remind them to stay on that specific recording tab until the platform confirms all the local files have finished uploading at the very end. During the actual interview, your single most important skill is to be fully present and listen actively to follow up genuinely. The absolute best clips come from your genuine curiosity and thoughtful follow-up questions, not from rigidly sticking to your prepared Q&A list. Use natural conversational prompts like, "Can you say more about that?" or "What happened next?" to keep the energy going. Those prompts are pure gold for finding clips because they force the guest into memorable stories and concrete specific examples. Also, make a point to use markers while you are recording. If a moment sparks, jot down that timestamp immediately. A funny line, a surprising piece of vulnerability, or a strong opinion are all perfect reasons to hit that marker button. Hitting that marker feature makes finding those exact clip moments a million times easier when you get into the post-production phase. Now for the part you've been waiting for, editing and repurposing, which is where Vizard truly shines in my workflow. Recording platforms that focus on high-quality local files are great for the capture, but the post-production often becomes the real-time sync. Tools like Descript and Riverside are powerful, but they can still require heavy manual cutting or possess a surprisingly steep learning curve for new users. Vizard's entire design philosophy is centered on making the pipeline from one long video to many short clips almost completely effortless. Here is the simple workflow I use immediately after wrapping up any interview session. Step 1 is simply uploading your raw file, or separate speaker tracks if your recorder provides them, into the Vizard platform. Next, you let Vizard analyze the footage, which uses AI to automatically find moments with high engagement potential. It then suggests ready-to-post clips, and I mean fully formed, trimmed, captioned, and perfectly sized for different platforms. Step 3 allows you to quickly tweak anything, or you can just accept the clips exactly as the AI generated them. This is where Vizard removes serious friction. Instead of manually cutting 20 clips, you are curating a few dozen smart suggestions. Use the built-in content calendar feature instead of exporting a folder of assets and manually scheduling them across different applications. If you want a truly hands-off flow, just use the auto schedule option to queue up content automatically for your target platforms. Finally, you can either publish directly through the platform or download the final assets for use in your separate scheduler. The amount of time you save on the editing and the tedious captioning work is honestly massive with this approach. Why not just use another tool? Recording platforms give stellar files, but editing there remains manual unless you pay for the high-tier add-ons. The step from that raw file to a polished social-ready clip is where most great creators unfortunately stall out their momentum. Some editing and transcription-first tools are great for text edits, but turning that into vertical, catchy shorts still requires layout work and manual cropping. Vizard's unique edge is that complete end-to-end repurpose flow. AI picks the moments, auto-generates captions, resizes, and can even auto-schedule. That doesn't mean it replaces a human editor for true craft-level work, but for consistent output and scaling your show, it is simply unbeatable. Here are a few production tips to get the absolute most out of Vizard or any similar automated editing tool you use. Always record a bit more footage than you initially think you need, because natural conversations take time to warm up properly. Keep your guests talking as much as possible, because long monologues, great stories, and strong opinions are the primary source for clip-friendly content. Ask Chris for quick reactions and prompts. Those little hot-take moments work perfectly as one-liner captions, ideal for short reels. Crucially, do not obsess over achieving absolute perfection, because authentic, real content usually performs much better than overly polished material. Finally, let's discuss distribution strategy, and please do not just post the exact same square clip everywhere you go. You must use vertical 9:16 for TikTok and Instagram Reels, 1:1 for the Instagram feed if you prefer, and 16:9 for YouTube uploads. Make sure the first few seconds of every single clip are an immediate attention grabber, like a hard statement or a funny opening moment. Auto-generated captions are completely non-negotiable on social platforms because so many people watch content with their sound completely muted. After you finally publish the episode, send a short, friendly follow-up email to your guest with a few clips and the direct publish links. People genuinely love receiving those shareable assets, and that simple gesture greatly increases the chance they will repost and amplify your episode for you. All right, that concludes the full pipeline. Find guests, schedule them with frictionless booking, prep them with a short checklist. Then you record with decent gear and eye-level cameras, actively listen while marking those key moments as they occur. Finally, you upload everything into Vizard to automate the transformation of that long chat into a steady stream of social-ready content. If your goal is to scale your podcast or turn a few interviews into a constant social presence, automating the editing and scheduling is the single best multiplier available. If you want, I can draft a specific outreach email template that you can drop directly into your CRM system or Calendly invite. I can also prepare a detailed checklist PDF summarizing all the technical and prep items you should send to guests before the call even happens. Also, I am happy to sketch out a Vizard-specific workflow guide for your team, covering things like file naming and ideal posting cadence. Which of those next steps, the outreach template, the checklist, or the team guide, would you like me to pull together for you right now?